Good morning. Today is Tuesday morning, and yesterday I had a day off, my first day off, and it was unbelievable. It was so good. I picked a really splendid place to stay, the Allentown Resort. Yeah, it's not the typical hostel. It's not $25 a night, but they did give me a hiker rate, so I got a bit of a discount. Thank you, Mary, for doing that, and it was well worth it. For me, this was a reward. I'm going to hit 100 in a minute, and it was my first day off. I just wanted to make sure I rewarded myself because that feels good, and I was able to rejuvenate, eat well. I went to get foods resupply and took my time, and my really being super lucky, it rained buckets all day yesterday, and I was not in that, which I'm very grateful for. But the land needed it, and I know it's happy. You can see the path is wet still, but the rain was really needed. There's going to be, today's a great day. I'm silk blazing again. Okay, I'll explain to that in French in a minute too. Yeah, today's going to be a beautiful day, and tomorrow more rain is coming. I'm thinking that tomorrow might be finally on day 14. Tomorrow for me will be the day that I finally get some rain that I have to hike in. I can't complain. It's been really fantastic. So, whew. But before I come back to silk blazing and explain that in French, highly recommend the Allen Berry Resort. You need to have a little extra cash, but if you want to splurge, it's definitely a good place. They have a fantastic restaurant and bar. They have a spa. I didn't use them, but they have a spa. They have a pool, and the rooms are beautiful. And most important, the decor is really superb, as well as the staff. Greg, who's the manager, because I was arriving after the restaurant was closed, I called and he arranged to have a meal ready for me for when I arrive, and that was well appreciated. Couldn't sit in the restaurant to eat it, but to be honest, I was so tired. I was happy to go have a shower and then eat after, and I celebrated with a little bit of a red wine with my steak. It was very sweet, very nice. Thank you very much, Greg, for arranging that. Anyhow, they were really good, and it was super pleasant. There's even a playhouse there, so a lot of folks come to relax and go see a play. They do see hikers, but not as many as in the past. Mary explained to me that in 2016, someone else bought it and they renovated it to, what I saw. And I guess before that it was a bit run down. So they would get more hikers because they would charge a lot less. But they're still listed in the AT guide, and I found them in RTK. That's the name of a hiker trail name returning to Katahdin. I found it in RTK's Platinum Blazing book. And for those of you who don't know, Platinum Blazing means whilst you hike the Appalachian Trail, when you're in town, you stay in nice places, which maybe is going to be a little bit my style when I can. I mean, the other day when I stayed at the Iron Master hostel, I mean, that was only $25 a night, and that was no Platinum Blazing, that's for sure. But yesterday, for my first 0 day, yes, I'd say that was Platinum Blazing, and I'm very content with that. Anyhow, you'll see some photos later in the video. It was raining yesterday, as I said, so I couldn't really capture as many pictures as I wanted to, but hopefully what I got gave you a flair for it. Anyhow, coming back to silk blazing. I explained that in an earlier video, and I think most definitely I am the first one on this trail again today. So I'm breaking a lot of cobwebs. Jacques told me that he's taking care of the translation, and some of it, well, the bulk of it is auto-translated, but he needs to initiate the process and kind of look at the process. But he said that when it went to translate silk blazing, really it just didn't translate in French. So for the English speaker following me and listening, apologize for a second, but I just want to explain to my family who don't speak English. I just want to explain that to them in French. Hey, salut tout le monde! Une petite bride en français. Jacques m'a demandé d'expliquer mieux qu'est-ce que ça voulait dire silk blazing. Je l'ai mentionné dans une vidéo, il y a quelques vidéos passées. En fait, ce que ça veut dire, c'est que quand tu marches dans le sentier, puis tu es la première à marcher, puis qu'il y a des fils d'araignée, puis que tu rentres dans les fils d'araignée, tu les brises, c'est de la soie. Soie en anglais, c'est silk. Puis blaze, ben, c'est les marques. J'ai oublié comment ça s'appelle. Des balaises, c'est ça? Comment ça s'appelle en français? J'ai oublié comment ça s'appelle. Dites-moi là, s'il vous plaît. Quelqu'un va le savoir. Des balises, c'est ça? I don't know. En tout cas, silk blazing, ça veut dire que tu es la première à ouvrir la trail le matin, puis tu rentres dans tous les fils d'araignée. Alors, c'est la soie. Tu brises la soie. C'est ce que ça veut dire. Maintenant, vous allez le savoir. Silk blazing. Et voilà. Thank you, everybody, for this indulgence. I have to do that every now and then. Not all of my family and friends in Quebec speak English, and the translation that's available for them is pretty good, but sometimes it just doesn't translate well, like the silk blazing did not translate. Anyhow, it's a beautiful trail so far. Today, I'm going to the next shelter, but the next shelter is 14 miles away. I finished before my day off with a big day, and after my rest day yesterday, I'm kicking off another big day. I'm hoping, I looked at the map, and the profile of the terrain looked rather flat, apart from the last few miles where it's a steep, abrupt climb, and the shelter looks like it's on top. But the rest looks good, so I hope it's like this. That would be so nice. But anyway, we will see. Okay, I'm going to put the phone away, and I hope everybody's having a good day, or had a good day whenever you're watching this. And more silk blazing. And again, welcome to day 13, my lucky number. Oof. Beautiful. All right, so out of the woods, and I come across my first little steps to go over. So cute. And then you can, I don't know if you can see, but there's a fence there with like metal wires there. Anyway, I thought I would stop and check where I was and guess where I am. My first 100 miles! Woohoo! Isn't that cool? Oh, I have been very, very lucky with this amazing weather. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I am very grateful. 100 miles! Woohoo! Good morning again. So whilst the terrain is flat, I mean it is just beautiful walk in the woods so far. So whilst the terrain is flat, I wanted to address a couple of things. My dear friend, Amy Marzak. Hello, Amy. I hope you're watching. I saw one of your comment, or you had a question about how many steps am I walking every day. So because I'm wearing my iWatch still, and it's working out okay so far, I'm not having too much of an issue with charging and all that. But because I'm wearing my watch, I'm able to answer the question. So I looked at it yesterday, and it seems that when I started to yesterday, it goes from 25,000 steps all the way to 35,000 steps. Yeah, it's a lot of steps, isn't it? Every day. It's definitely one way to lose weight, that's for sure. I think in my first 10 days, I didn't weigh myself, but I can tell I probably lost a couple of pounds already. It's hard to maintain the calorie intake, but I'm definitely going to make a point of it. And so Amy, that answers your question. And just, I don't know if you knew, but if someone does the entire trail, the entire Appalachian Trail, switching hand, you're looking at 5 million steps. Can you imagine? A total of 5 million steps. I don't know if I'll have the pleasure of walking that many steps. It really is so daunting. You can't even imagine. One day at a time is all I can focus on. Focus on the now. And it works, I think, better that way. Already, 100 miles. That came quick now that I look at it. Anyhow, hope that answers your question, Amy Marzak. I hope you're doing well. And thanks for watching. I miss you, lady. Enjoy the beautiful days. And I know you're walking too, so enjoy your walks. Even if you're not doing 25,000 steps a day, or 35 for that matter. All right, okay for now. All right, all right. Need to lean my pole somewhere to show you what I got in my hand, but I'll just lower. Look what I got. That is pretty crazy, isn't it? Yes, it's bacon. 10 o'clock in the morning, time for a snack, and I'm eating bacon. It's good. Perfect food for the hikers. I think I may have gone overboard, but at the Allenberry Resort, they were so nice. I said, could you cook me some bacon that I want to take with me on the trail? And bacon is great because it's fat, it's protein, and it's preserved, and it just keeps. You don't have to worry too much about it. And it tastes delicious. So change from bars. And anyway, he said, how much do you want? I said, well, a pound? A whole pound? I might have gone overboard. Maybe half a pound would have been enough. Anyway, and I said, oh, whilst you're at it, could you cook me some eggs too? Soft boiled eggs. He said, yeah, sure. He didn't ask me how many. I was thinking I'd get 2. I picked up the bacon last night and he had eggs for me and he had 4. I was like, oh my gosh, bacon and eggs. Fantastic. But I have to tell you, my back is heavy. Not just because of that, but the Walmart resupply. Whew, I went a little crazy. So my pack is full of food. Probably see that it's coming a little higher than usual too, so it's heavy. Anyway, I'm gonna eat. I'm gonna eat my bacon now. So we can definitely hear the birds singing through this loud banging. It's been going on for a good 5-10 minutes. I wasn't sure what it was. I was wondering, but I'm thinking it has to be a firing range, and that must be going, or the trail is going right around it, I would say. Anyway, it's really loud. See how it echoes too? Boy. All right, I guess we will be passing that soon. Pennsylvania Turnpike. Woo! Yay! Woo! Woo! Get me out! Get me out of there! Woo! My goodness. Just came on a side road and it's a little farm stand with beautiful fresh produce. Personal use, fridge only. Please use only fridge. Not available. Ice cream. Wow. Returned jar and egg carton. Ice cream in the freezer. It says it's over there. Not having any, but wanted to just take a peek out. Look at this. Beautiful. $1.50. That's nice. But there's local honey. Nice. Oh, farm fresh brown eggs. Very cool. Gatorade. Wow, their own chocolate milk. That's pretty cool. And the cows. The cows are right there. There's a lot of farmland and a lot of road crossing. Whoa, I've never crossed so many roads in one day. Major road, turnpike, other just, I don't know, highways of other kind. Even a little bit of road walking, which I don't like so much. The cars are going faster, so you have to move to the side, I think, to be safe. Very pretty. But we're back into the field now, and I see mountains in the back. I think that's where we're headed, because I have to, at the end of today, to get to my shelter, I need to be hiking up. So I'm thinking this is where we're headed. Okay. Hello. Oof, I haven't recorded in a little bit. I ended up walking because it was flat for the most part, and it was really quite a beautiful path. So I ended up walking for quite a long time. In fact, I think I just stopped and had lunch, and I'm way over 10 miles. But I realized that it was a mistake. I need to stop more often. That's what I've done since the beginning. And I pushed on, and I feel it now. I'm tired, and my feet, oh my gosh, my feet are sore. But I think my feet are sore also because I'm carrying more weight. The food supply was too much, is too much. And the large can of propane, which I didn't have a choice to buy because they didn't have anything else, but I'm not going to look for a large. I'm always going to look for a small because it's just additional weight that I don't need to carry. But definitely the food is a lot, and I think what's happening is because the pack is heavier than it is, it is heavier for your feet as well. So it's a bit tiring. I have about, good news is I have about 3 miles left of my 14. And now it's going to start to climb. I have about 900 feet of elevation gain. So no doubt I'll gain those feet pretty slowly, but that's okay. I'll get there. The weather is good. It's pretty hot again, and there's no complaint there. I just have to go slow and just learn from today that don't push on. Take your breaks like I've done since the beginning. And it's invigorating every time you take a break. And it's good for your feet. It's good for your whole body. So what I did just now is not a good idea. And I did it on the day that I'm carrying extra weight. So my feet are screaming at me. So we will go. I stretched them a little bit, but we'll go slowly and we will get there. All right, we will see you in a bit. Bye. Whew. I just had a steep climb to get me here to this view. Really beautiful. And I'll turn it around in a second, but they built a bench to sit on out of stone so you would have a spot to look at this magnificent view. Splendid, right? Oof. My goodness. J'ai chaud. I am out. But see the bench, like what they built? Isn't that cool? Like all around. And then they made a seat as well, which I am sitting on and resting my back. Ah. Just a little bit over, just a little more, and we're at the top. Kind of see from there the light or the treetop. Not a lot left. We'll be at the top, and then we go down a tiny bit for the shelter. And we had to carry water from halfway the mountain because the water at the shelter is dry. So I had to do this climb with extra water. 2-liter bag plus my little bottle, nearly 3.5 liter, nearly 4 liter. Just to add to the weight that we have to carry today. Woohoo! Anyway, really nice view. So I'm at the Darlington shelter. Right there. And there's a few other people around. But they are tenting or hammocking, and there's nobody else in the shelter for the time being. It's possible somebody else will arrive, but it's possible that I'll be on my own in the shelter as well. So this is my setup. I got my mat down there with a few of my things. My bed is made and ready. My backpack is there. And on the side of the shelter, there's a bear box, and that's where all of the food is. Still light, but everybody's gone to bed. That's what happens with hikers. It was 14 miles for me today. A lot of it was flat, but it was hot. And then, of course, finish with the big climb. So I'm going to tuck in, do a little bit of video editing and texting to Jacques, and go to sleep early and wake up and see if it's raining or not. I hope everybody has a good night.
You feel like summer days to me, warm, tender, sunny rays. I hope that we are meant to be. You say nothing at all when we meet, yet somehow I know your history. Oh, come what may, I'm ready. Picture frames, lavender pain, they all live here within this romance. I get the chance to stop the run and be the lucky one. Odd thoughts and some dusty dreams, and we seem to find common with their own sound. I never cared much about fitting in.